Guy, I'll start with you. Obviously, a really courageous effort. Let's talk firstly about the game, how it unfolded.
Well, I was very, very proud of the team, and we fought really hard, and some situations got away from us a little bit, but I think, as I said before the game, 5 of the 6 players that we used first would not have been on anyone's scouting report in round 1, and so you couple that effort from those girls along with Cayla just in a lot of pain and basically playing on one foot, so she's just got to be commended for her courage and the leadership there. So just really exceptionally proud, and I think that where the game, they just make you pay, right? Because they've just got some great players and experienced vets in every position. So it's not as though you can get off 1 or 2 people and hope that they don't make you pay. So I think that there were just some parts of the game that we, it wasn't an effort thing, it was just an execution thing. And then also, as we got fatigued, some of our finishing went away a little bit, and the shots we needed to make, they're not always players that are used to making big shots at this level of competition, but just what a wonderful experience for them, and really, really proud of what everyone got done.
Cayla, you two can talk us through. We got within 1 basket in that third quarter, really had the crowd going. Then what happened in the fourth to sort of let it slip away, you reckon?
I felt like we did a great job to, combat their momentum at multiple times throughout the game, and I think, as Guy just mentioned, probably just our finishing in the end. Finishing buckets, right underneath the basket there, I think, kind of got away from us. They make you pay. They go down the other end and they score, and then it's, pretty compounding. So, but I think we had really good looks. I think, Bonnie Dees, I think she had a really great game, considering the pressures of a finals game. I felt like she came out and had really great intent to be aggressive. I thought Cayla did great, all our young kids.
I think that's probably the story of the game. Obviously, next man up mentality. Obviously, you had Cayla 12, Bonnie 12, Talia had 24, yourself had 15. Is that, how proud are you of the group? Just someone goes down, someone else steps up.
Yeah, I think the narrative of this series was an easy sweep for Bendigo, and we really wanted to not have that narrative. And I think, although it was a sweep, I definitely think we gave it to them. I felt like they had to really work for the wins, and we're severely undermanned. I think I'm the only one, and Talia out of our starting 5 left. Had Ruthie go down with, I don't need to list them all. We'd be here for 3 hours. We want to go to bed at some point. But it's just really credit to the next man up mentality and the young girls coming in and just really playing their role and doing their job and having this experience that they probably wouldn't have had before if we had, more of a full roster.
Guy, I know it's still quite fresh. Have you had a chance to sort of reflect on the growth of this group and how proud are you overall, how far they've come since you had that group? It's changed considerably to now.
Well, I think we've done that pretty consistently, because one of our aims is to build some continuity and a strong set of core principles with how we do things on the floor and off the floor, so the constant changes, change of lineups, change of availability, that's been very chaotic to deal with. And so it then puts people in positions where they don't form always deep enough habits in your style of play to be quite where you want to be. So that was forced upon us. So I think we've been reflecting on it all year. It's just been a part of what we've had to work with daily, weekly.
Guy, you've spoken about this. The team that you've got on the floor tonight, as you said, it's not the team that you started the season with. From your perspective, coaching some of these younger players and seeing the way they've stepped up, how do you see their progression across the season?
Well, I would. We really strive to be a player development program, and we put a ton of time into that part of the game. So spending time on individuals and feedback to individuals and review of what they do and the skills that we ask them to work on to fit into our style of play. So hopefully what's happened out there is a good reflection that's a process that works, because every club says they put time into it, but I think we really do, you know. So and it's a staple of what we want to have, and so I think that it's a good compliment. I would think that if we can walk away from the season, and particularly all these young players go to NBL 1 or go to college or whatever else, and people go, well, you're way better than when you started the season. So I think that's a good barometer for us.
Cayla, you talked about not wanting to give Bendigo an easy sweep, and the team definitely fought hard all the way through. From your perspective, how do you see the performance of the team over these two games, particularly the way they've stood up to what is an incredibly stacked team?
Yeah, I think it was just giving particularly those young girls the opportunity to go against these WNBA stars like Veronica Burton and Sammy Whitcomb. And I think they did a great job at, you know, making life difficult. And I think, you know, sometimes you get opportunity. Unfortunately for us, it was with injury, but fortunately for them, they get opportunity. They come in and they step up and they do a great job, and, you know, it's credit to them. So I think that overall, as much as, you know, we did get knocked out of the championship run, but I think, you know, there is definitely a lot of positives to come from this Flame season, and the young girls and the development. I can't even speak. Played 40 minutes. Excuse me. So yeah, I think there's always lessons in the losses, and yeah, I'm really proud. It's been a very up and down season, very inconsistent, whether it be through injury or just style of play and how we decided to play, so a little bit self-inflicted at times. But I think, yeah, learning all the time and a lot of growth that's come from this, and hopefully, you know, we can continue to grow and move on bigger and better for seasons to come.
Cayla, obviously it's been a hard season with all the players coming in and out, but as a captain, how easy has it been for you as in that role as captain to keep this group together and keep them pushing from game to game?
Yeah, this group's been a real joy. It's really not been much effort to keep the group humming. I think it's we've got really great like internal culture, and there's really not big issues. Everyone just kind of gets along with everyone. Obviously, it's pretty natural that people are closer to some people than others, but like as a collective, I think that we've got a really solid group, and I think that's probably why we stuck really together in the end and scraped into finals, because we really just stuck together and believed in each other, and yeah, just had really good camaraderie in that sense. So it's been fun.
Guy, over the last couple of years, we've really seen the growth of the Sydney Flames program. We have 3 future Flames players in the squad, an incredible culture growing within the team. I'd like to think, regardless of the result out there, you, Cayla, and all the girls are building an excellent culture, which is probably top of the league. How do you feel with the significance of your role in that?
Well, it's extremely important. I mean, it's kind of everything. So right back to the initial discussions that I had with the Flames ownership. Well, how do you create a club that's a consistent contender and with the highest standards in the league? And so this club hasn't been in the playoff squad for 7 seasons or something like that, and it's really hard to win, and it's really hard to consistently be a contender. It's very tough. It's not easy to do. And people say, well, Bendigo's a stacked roster and whatever. I don't really. I get it. I think that there's a lot of players out of the league this year in Europe and other places, but to me, that's just how good you got to be to win it. Right, so I just think kudos to them and their recruitment and what they've done, and they've stayed healthy, and the teams at the top 3 of the league have stayed really healthy, and so you have to get good enough to beat that, because you've got to expect that other clubs are going to get it right. And I said to the girls before the first game, If the miracle happens and we get a win, we shouldn't expect that Bendigo have a bad night and then we just shoot out of our butts and we get a great win, because you don't want to. It's finals time. You want to beat teams at their best, and that's an indication of how you're going. So Coach Kennedy said after the game that the first half they played against us in Bendigo was as well as they could play, and the second half they really dropped off, which I'm hoping had a bit to do with us as well. But I felt good about that because it's important that we see a team like that, what it means when they're at their best, because that's the next step for us.
Thanks, guys. Congrats on a great year.
Thank you.
Thank you.